So I'm like really behind. I just watched Sucker Punch and I actually kind of liked it. Go figure, I'm almost anti horror hero movie, superhero movie, and this comes along. Actually, this has been along, and then I finally got around to watching it, and I actually liked it. I think because it's got like a comic book esque kind of feel to it, where it seems a little over the top, but it works. Mostly, I think because it I think it works mostly because it has something to do with the character, Baby Doll. That's probably not her real name, but her name that I'm dubbing her as because that follows the storyline. She's in a mental hospital because her stepfather is a creeper and she accidentally killed her sister, but the creeper stepfather basically says, hey, I'm gonna, admit her because she is a danger to herself and others. Except she's not. She was doing self-defense because the creeper stepfather was not happy that the will did not have a minute for her mother. So anyway, she's in the mental hospital and they're about to do a lobotomy. And I got kind of confused because right as they're about to stick the needle, the whatever it is in her eyeball, it cuts to like what she's envisioning happening. And I thought there were two different storylines happening, and there kind of were. So she's in this like mental state and she's envisioning all this stuff happening. And she, teams up with these other girls who are there. And they have to dance. And it's essentially like a not a brothel, but like something like that like oh well, we have to dance for them and they pick us at the end of the night and then this happens. Okay, fine. Well, Baby Doll is like the rawest talent of dancing, and it's kind of a shame that you couldn't see any of it. You see her kind of sway a little and that's it, and then she goes into this other, I guess, fantasy in her head of killing, of making it to the end, of getting out. And so that was really cool. I really enjoyed watching that. It was visually entertaining, visually appealing. It was a little dark, actually dark tones, not so much like a dark overtone of like the storyline, even though there kind of was. So aside from the color scheme of the whole movie, it was cool. It was cool. I've seen cosplayers, as a side note, cosplay as this from this movie. So that was 2011. Okay. Now I finally watch it. Oh yeah, okay, I get it now. Wow, I'm really slow on the uptake here. Or that I have no time and no attention span to watch these movies. And they're hard to find or forget. So anyway, back to the movie. So she basically makes it to the end. She is not free, but you really don't see her die. You see her get punched in the face while her inmate friend of sorts leaves, while Sweet Pea leaves. And you see her get on a bus, and you see the bus driver as like the guy in Baby Doll's fantasy world when she's dancing. So, he vouches for Sweet Pea to get on the bus, and she's like, hey, I have no money. And he's like, I know. It's all good. Get on the bus. Yeah, that wouldn't happen these days, in this day and age. Even in 2011, that wouldn't happen. But clearly, we're not talking about present day. We're talking about whatever time frame this happens in. Probably, back to lobotomies were a thing, I'm guessing, like forever ago. Especially since, stepfather, I'm gonna admit my stepkid to do whatever. So anyway, as the movie ends, though, she is finishing up the lobotomy. Lobotomy is happening on Sweet Pea. or I'm sorry, on Baby Doll. And the guy does it, and he like, the doctor does it, and he's like, did you see the way she looked at me? Like, she was expecting this. Like, well, yeah, you're in a mental hospital. You kind of just give up after a while. Like, think about it. Why? You have no fight left in you. And according to the dancer, nurse, lady, whoever she is, the madam, let's call her the madam. She's like, oh yeah, I had signed this form. No, I did not sign these forms. And oh wait, she did all of these things. She killed the orderly, or whatever it is that she did. She did all these things, and she then has the lobotomy because of it. Like, wait a minute, hold on. I thought this was all in her head. But I guess it wasn't. I guess there was some truth to it, which then made her have the lobotomy. I don't know. I'm kind of mind blown by this storyline. But aside from that, I did enjoy that the music had a very, 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 strong role to play in this movie. It started with, whatever song, and then we're like, okay, we're cruising along. We have, plot happening while the song is playing, and then something else happens and another song plays, and you're like, I understand where this is going, like, with the music choice. So, like I said, not super good. I almost said super good. Entertaining, visually appealing. Strong women, characters, stuff. I don't know. It was a little fun. Let's just say that. Even if it was a little twisted. Comic booky. That's the word I want. Comic booky. No, graphic novel-y. That's the word I want. Graphic novel-y. Because it reminded me a little bit of Sin City. How it's kind of like a small splash of color, and all of it's dark, and you get the overtone of all of that. So, graphic novel-y equals visually appealing. I need to do some research and find out if this is actually a graphic novel or not. If not, well, they did a good job. I was impressed. I was easily brought into that. So yeah, I think people really didn't like this movie. I don't know why. I don't care to know why, but I surprisingly did. So, there you go.